Good day. It's the second month. It's February the 15th, 2016. It was 1 year ago, or many years ago, that I was put in the psych ward on the 2013. A year ago, I was taken off Invega Sustenna, something like that. There's a lawsuit out there in the United States against the manufacturer company. My name is Ross Jason Boehm-Lai. It's 1:25 p.m. And this is my side effects of Invega and the harm that the hospital gave me from doing so, and the RCMP for taking me there as well for their discrimination for creating mischief and telling them off for human rights violations and breaking the law. Equal before and after the law, meaning a proper justice system with a judge and jury and lawyers and all that kind of stuff, not a one-sided discrimination bigot where the RCMP only listen to a gang or cult around you and themselves, and everything's one-sided, meaning the system doesn't work anymore in Canada and maybe North America, that the police think they can totally dictate and control every part of society, gun control and mental health, who gets taken to there or whatnot, and so on. Meaning they're just as responsible for the malpractices and manslaughter that a doctor commits in a hospital, such as lethal injection, what I went through in 2012, not telling me, you're about to die here in a second, I have to give you this needle. Walk up with anger with a Aboriginal-looking cop and Mike Wheeler on the other side, and jam a needle into your shoulder angrily, and pass out for a few hours, and the next thing you remember is being wheeled down in a wheelchair with gauze on your arm in this location, meaning they took blood out, your penis shrunk a bit, not feeling any dignity, telling the nurse who's talking to you and taking your possessions off your body, do I get my dignity back? Oh, it'll come back to you, she says. And sitting in a cell that has magnetic doors on. At least they did this one thing. They let me leave a crack in the door the whole time I was in there. Thank you very much. Well, human rights violations out of the yin-yangs, intent to harm knowingly, premeditated assault with this smell or whatever you want to call it, that gives people extreme migraines and burning face and eyes, and that's an assault. Like I said, 15 plus years of it, starting with my mom slapping me in the face when I came back in 1999, social services denying me social services while being on the street, and so on. It's a long story. Psychological torture from Kathy for a few months at social services, saying and having caution reports up on me when I never had any incidences, and saying there was incidences in the past and when there wasn't, and Ombudsman too in his report. Juan Velasco of the CRA, fitness instructor, assaulting me, and 2 weeks later, after this mace started, and the RCMP didn't want to charge him for assault or put him through the court system like they made me go through with speaking my freedom of speech, when asked, what do you mean? What's your definition of postal? Kind of one-sided story is this, and discrimination against myself, being a male, white, Canadian, and all these ethnic groups. Hey, I have no problem with ethnics. They're just another group of people. One, you should enter this country legally and responsibly, follow the laws and regulations of this country and human rights, like everybody else. You got married to a Canadian? Now start living like a Canadian because you're trying to become a Canadian citizen, follow the laws, and work. Feed your kid, pay your fucking bills, who cares what you have in life. Brag to a Canadian because you bullied your way in and you're there to discriminate and harm Canadians, now you're a terrorist, harming Canadian citizens. And, oh yeah, the only reason why one won't get mad is because you married a Canadian, but you're taking Canadians' job away if you're not going to become a Canadian citizen and have no right to work in this country. Because you're not born Canadian citizen, you don't have the right to be military or RCMP or work for any faculty of the government as well. Because you might not be working in the best interest of Canada or North America, harming the system, sending all your monies elsewhere, and working for the intent of, how do they call that? Two-faced, I guess you would say. Trying to fraud one country and work for the other country. Anyhow, let's get back to side effects of Invega. Side effects of Invega, same thing. Still nothing. Mood's still the same. Not really happy. No sex drive. Penis rises once in a while. Maybe 3 inches. Not 8 inches like it used to be. So maybe a lack of blood in the system. They took too much blood out. 2 blood tests in the thing. 2012, 2013. In the hospital. I think there might be one more. Haven't got those blood reports. CAT scan on the head in 2013. Haven't got that back yet. And, hey, that's what happened. Invega, every month for a year and a half, starting in the hospital by a lady injecting me, then Jeff Edwards, and every month after that till last February, the 15th of 2015. Mood swings? Well, nothing at all. Like I said, no motivation, not active at all. Still, same thing. Man boobs, fat. On my report, 184 pounds. The first one on Abilify, gained 10 pounds in the first week of being in the psych ward, and was 190 when I went in the second time in 2013. Came out at 240, 260. A little too much weight, too many side effects. Must be estrogen in the shot that causes breasts on humans. Men don't want to become women or transgender, so you better have a reversal and get people back active. You violated human rights, mobility right to be able to get up and be upright, walk around and look for a better livelihood. Executed them in a type of way, and all that other kind of stuff. Genocide, spading them before their time, so they can't have children. Period. If there's no semen in a body, it means they're being spaded before they're 70 years old, when it supposedly runs out, or 90, old age. Same with testosterone level. Isn't supposed to be low like it is a 9 when it was a 30 before almost. Just like you doctors, Dr. Conway, who deals with me, he may be a few years older than me, should have a high testosterone level, and like the United States says, in the 700s or something like that, wherever how they do it as well. Anyhow, same side effects, no extra energy, no nothing. Genocide, acts against humanity, excessive, extreme force that a man has to be in jail for 3 years now, 4 years, and not have a life at all that they see fit, and their life before them has been taken away from them, period. Used to run the mile in 5.9 seconds, according to 2005, 2006 Canada Day Parade, when I was unfit and hadn't ran since 1991. That hard in cross-country running in the BC Championships, which I came 13th, not 25th, Rodriguez of Vanier Track, right behind Devin Holbrook, who is a short little guy who ran pretty fucking fast. And I think Johnny Jordan beat me that day too. Another short little guy. Good running, guys. You deserved it. I had a bum knee. Dr. Blacklock calls it Oscar Schleicher's disease. Don't know why. I heard it's because I had low testosterone.